7 years ago, my mom told me to give my dad a call. He wasn't feeling too well. When I called him, he said everything was fine. He just got out of the hospital. He temporarily lost feelings in his legs and collapsed. Didn't think anything of it. A few weeks later, she calls again. This time, she was more worried and said he was back in the hospital. When I called him, he said he couldn't feel his legs. Come to find out, he had pancreatic cancer. I went on Google to find out what that was. I prepared myself for what was coming. At the moment, I was in the Army station at Fort Carson, Colorado. My dad was living in Phoenix, Arizona. I had to make the drive out there to hang with him. Wow. I told my unit, my supervisor said they needed a Red Cross message in order to let me leave. My dad is dying. A Red Cross message? I have more than enough leave days, vacation days. Just let me go. The Red Cross finally called. My unit let me go for 10 days. The key word is let me. The feeling of someone having control of when I can go somewhere and for how long was crushing me. I needed to be on the road, not waiting for some message. My family needed me. My pops needed me. Yeah. I packed up my car and drove for 12 hours to Phoenix, Arizona. My dad was there in the hospital, laughing, clowning, and sleeping a lot. He kept sending us out of the hospital. I don't think he liked for people to see him physically weak. The doctors told us it wasn't looking good and he wouldn't have that long to live. He would ask me things like, should I keep going to radiation? It was killing him faster. I had no fucking clue what to answer. I would just keep saying, you're a fighter, Dad. Keep fighting. Day after day, I would just hang with him. Keep in mind, I only had permission to be gone from unit for 10 days. Day 9 rolled around. Doctor said he only has about 3-4 days left. I called my unit and told my supervisor about what was going on and I needed a few more days. She told me that my only option is to drive back to the unit and I better be there before my leave days are up or I would be marked AWOL. I know she could have let me stay and told the command what was going on. She was playing some sick mind game. I drove 12 hours back to my unit, filled out a piece of paper. She didn't get it approved by the command until the next day. More games she was playing, but it allowed me to get some sleep. Woke up and started to make the drive back. Got the call that my dad had passed. I wasn't there. I could have been there, but I wasn't in control of my time. There's no reason why I shouldn't have been there. No matter my job, no matter where I'm located in the world, nothing should hold me back. I needed freedom. I made the decision to place my freedom over everything in this world. I need to start taking things more serious so I can walk away from my job and live life on my own terms. My father was gone. My safety net was gone. And I didn't want to live asking for permission anymore. I didn't have much anger toward her. How can I? People will fuck you over if you give them the chance. People will take advantage if you give them the chance. In my mind, I just couldn't give anyone else the chance. The only way to minimize the chances is to become self-sufficient. Facts. Now that I'm a father, it's my duty to free myself of a job. My family is more important than any job anyone can offer. My time is limited. Children will only be young for a flash in time. I'd rather spend this time with them versus sitting at a desk making someone else wealthy. 7 years later, I'm very thankful to have experienced that. It taught me so much. It reminded me life isn't a game. At any moment, everything can change. You have to be prepared. I started taking saving my money seriously. I was only 21, 3 years removed from being poor. No one can live this life for you. It's yours. When it's your time to die, you will die alone. If someone is affected by the outcome of a decision, but you will be, then you need to be the decision maker. Don't leave matters in anyone's hands. Fight your fight. Find freedom. So I'm going to call this Motivational Monday. I'm going to keep these coming because the reality is that was something real. The fact that you are not in control of your freedom, this is for my youth. This is for my college students. This is for my age. This is for middle age. Wherever you're at, if you see this video, pause and make sure you're creating a life of freedom to be able to be there for the people who matter in your life, your children, your family, your parents, because that was just like a pause and check the reality of what it is. You need to make sure that you are saving. I can't stress this enough. I know we don't always make enough money to save the biggest amount, but we need to be saving enough to be able to care for something or take care of something if something like that were to occur. Can you imagine the pain you would feel knowing that you won't be able to possibly eat or take care of your life if you are considered AWOL in a position because you wanted to be there for your parents, someone who gave you life? You're literally choosing your career over someone who created you only because you feel it's a necessity to do that, to be able to provide for yourself. That is insane. The fact that some jobs will have you do that, and not to even think that the jobs are maliciously trying to do that. It's just that sometimes that supervisor or that director or that CEO, they have somebody over them or someone pushing them to make it clear that, yo, we need you. And they want to see how far they can press your buttons and let it be known that you're needed. Like, do you care about your job that much to sacrifice whatever's going on in your life to make sure you're there? In jobs, sometimes you have to remember that you are a number. You will be replaced. If you die, they will not mourn. They will not come to your funeral. They will say, you know, sorry for the loss and keep it moving. So you have to remember to make yourself the priority. And if you're saving or if you're on the road to entrepreneurship, make sure that you're trying to create this legacy where you don't need a job. You want a job. Because if it comes down to it, where you have to sacrifice something that can basically cause you mental anguish, you need to be able to choose yourself. The reality is that he was 21, so I think he caught on very, very early. But to all of my people that are watching this, you have to make yourself a priority. And financial freedom is kind of the biggest thing to allow you to have that freedom to take care of or be around or see the people that you love and care about. If you don't save, if you don't take your career or your money or your entrepreneurship seriously, you're going to find yourself in a predicament like that where you have to choose between your career and life and family. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we put our all into our careers and we forget to, you know, give that call or send that text or, you know, go see our family. But make sure you hit that pause button and you try to reevaluate what's going on. Some people from the pandemic were like, yo, the pandemic is crazy and it caused the world to, you know, really have a setback. But for me, I feel like the pandemic gave me like a moment to pause. I got to go visit South Carolina and like really like sit with my parents and like walk and like talk and like work out. And so much in my career is career and my children, like in my home. So it gave me the chance to like connect. Like it was a pause and a good thing for me. And it also allowed me to kind of see like the freedom that you get from being able to be home and kind of plan out your life and see your life and, you know, do certain things. So yeah, you guys, Motivational Monday for your ass. But yeah, let's take this serious. Let's plan our freedom for our lives. Let's take control of our lives. And this does not mean be irresponsible. This does not mean quit your job. This means take control of your life, save, be prepared for things that can happen. We can't prepare for everything, but keep faith, stay strong, and prepare yourself. Save, create the freedom that you need. Thanks for taking notes with me.